say hello. It's
Hello.
Maxwell Starr's porn reviews. I mean, beer reviews.
Maxwell Porn Stars reviews.
A penis is 17 inches long.
It's not.
No, it's not.
And
the length.
around!
It's not the length. The length is about average, just like AverageJoe.
It's just like a fucking huge, giant...
It's like
putty.
the Polish kielbasa.
Holy shit!
Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews here with Osama bin Joe. We got Clyzak over here, Chris, in the Basement Beer Reviews, and Greg is out getting some of the fridge.
growler.
I got a growler of
Oh,
wheat
fuck.
beer.
We better crack this one open before it comes.
Growler of wheat beer, motherfuckers. Give me some beer alchemy.
Here, just take that away from him.
This is the review in which someone wastes a Firestone Walker box beer with a shitty local wheat beer. He's going to be like, alchemy, blah, blah, blah. Just don't listen to him.
Anyway, we got a bottle here of Firestone Walkers. Or it just says Firestone. It doesn't say Walker anymore.
There's Walker on the
Firestone
side.
Walker, okay. Firestone
Are you
Walkers
serious right now? Are you serious right now?
2014 Sticky Monkey.
We also
Central
brought
Coast
to you by
Quad.
Big
Barrel
Pickles.
aged. Ooh.
Yeah, I like how they just
And
make
just
it
to
up.
piss Joe off, I'm going to read their
No, do
box.
it. I want you to.
Why, you look forward to this?
I want to know more about the beer.
It's your fucking beer.
Can you do it with
I
your
know
shirt
nothing
off?
about it.
Okay, since founding our brewery in 1996, we have specialized in the rare art of fermenting beer in oak barrels. Fall 2006, we embarked on a program of blah, 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 blah. After release of
You're
10,
doing a
blah,
really
blah,
poor
blah,
job.
blah, we present the 2014 vintage Sticky Monkey. Barrel-aged quad has been said. The only constant is change, and the same is true for barrel-aged beers. Cut the similar recipe. Barrel-aged quad evolves and shows a different face for each year's result of time spent aging in the barrel. Turbinate out of brown yeah. Well, they use turbinate out of brown sugar as
What?
as a candy
I
sugar.
had no idea. That's why I'm so excited. Now you read the back and we're, tuned in with what's in there. I love how it says ideal aging temperatures 45 degrees Fahrenheit. We're in Canada, so like, what is it, like 5
We don't know
or
what that
6?
is.
Something like that?
Yeah, it's
Celsius.
the freezing temperature is 32.
I actually have kept this on my heater for the last 3 years at somewhere around like
So right
103
now it's
degrees.
a nice.
You didn't
dose.
keep it in the trunk of your car?
No, that's a little bit. No, you open it. I'm not opening it. It's
Actually,
fucking
you know
your
what? I'll
show.
get Chris to open it.
Get the
Chris,
Clizak
the
to
guy
open
who's
it.
going to hate it.
Clyzak.
I'll open it that way.
No, here. Now we got something beer. So this was sent to me by someone you may know.
Yeah.
And that's DJ over at DJ's Beer Tube.
Ah, cool.
He sent to me this, I want to say it was 2015, so a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
There you
And,
have it. Just open it.
Oh
Booyah,
Yeah.
my God.
Smackdown, baby.
So thank
look
you,
at that
DJ.
smoke.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, DJ.
Yep.
Yeah, he posts on my videos every once in a while. I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah,
but
we really give a
probably
shit
will
about
'cause he
DJ. Let's
exists.
try this stuff.
And we're not. None of us are really sure about
Cherry
DJ.
Cola.
Fucking liter of cola.
Since Nick did such a poor job at reading this. Actually, there's no information on here. It's on the bottle, but I think it's 13.4% alcohol by volume.
Holy goddamn.
And they call it a Central Coast Quad, which is just cool for saying, we're going to make up a fucking style, Central Coast Quad. Like, that's not a thing, and it hasn't been a thing.
It's not Belgian. It's Central Coast quad.
Yeah, but it's basically trying to go for, like, a Belgian Quad meets West Coast.
Holy
so.
shit. So what's it say here? It's original gravity,
What's
but
the IBUs on it, 'cause it doesn't matter.
aged 9 to 14 months in
IBUs
barrels
22.
and Lucha Libre yeast. Cases 3,500 cases produced. Yeah.
Does
Wow.
it say 22 IBUs?
22 IBUs. So.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
That said
you know.
220.
Listen.
I could read the government warning. According to the Surgeon General,
listen.
women should
Alright,
not drink.
anyway, so
Women
this
should
is,
not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. There you have it.
Guys, is anyone here a pregnant woman?
Had sex with a pregnant woman, or are they a pregnant woman?
Okay.
Well,
all
have
right.
you been near a pregnant
Looking at
woman?
the appearance
Yes.
of this,
It honestly looks like cherry cola.
yeah, it does look like
Yeah,
cherry
it looks
cola.
like Coca-Cola.
Cherry cola.
I'd
I
say
already
cherry
sniffed
cola.
it.
'cause
Cherry cola.
I smelled it
Or, like, you know what?
too.
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper
Yeah.
had, like, the cherry tone
It
to
looks
it.
like
Yeah.
black ass.
Well, yeah, it looks like you kind of get that cola color with a hint of ruby red.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and a little around the edge, you get this kind of like a molasses kind of yellow
Yeah, it's all barrels.
brown. Looks really
Oh
nice.
my god, it smells like fucking greatness for me because that
Whoa.
smells amazing. That smells like everything you want. Rich, toffee, caramel, vanilla,
Smells too sweet.
dark
Oh,
fruits.
It does smell very sweet, but
Yeah, well,
It's-
I mean, it's a fucking 13.4%.
it smells
quad.
of like vanilla and barrel.
But it's
and-
not a Belgian quad.
Yeah,
it's
vanilla
Central
wouldn't
Coast.
in like molasses and
all the sweet stuff, all of it.
like very heavy on the molasses. And it's almost like you get that bready yeast from it as well. Like
I'm getting kind of a vinous, like
Yeah.
Most of the wine.
I can see
Well,
that.
they do a bunch of different barrels and they blend shit and
it's
stuff,
where
so
you-
it could be.
because you kept it by your heater for 4 years.
I fucking actually just aged it in the sun. It was fun.
All right, down the hatch.
Cheers.
Aged it in the sun.
This is a sun-aged Central Coast Quad.
Can't wait to mix this with a wheat
Wales,
beer.
Chris
bro.
is gonna hate it. I want to look at Chris's reactions. It'll be fun.
I almost took a sip.
Oh, it's
Get
fucking
on it.
double. Oh my god, that's good. Ooh,
That's
Ooh.
fucking nice.
Is it? It's a desserty.
it's like
I've ever had
huge.
it.
I get, I
But
get
not the
the,
14. So.
It's like
I
big.
get the viniousness, if that's a word. I get that a lot more in the taste.
I'm
than the
getting
smell.
big vanilla butterscotch and.
That's good.
Does
And-
not drink like almost 14% either. Probably like
No.
9,
No, it
10
doesn't.
range.
It does give you
Ooh.
it does give you the feeling it's a heavy beer, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's not like
I'm getting like red licorice.
strong. Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
like you guys say
Twizzlers.
nibs or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
The
Twizzlers.
red licorice, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking so
You get-
good.
You get chocolate and dark coffee. And
But I'm glad I shared it with you guys because this is a
Yeah.
beer that like 4 or 5
Very-
ounces. I'm cool with. I could
very,
probably drink that entire thing, but it would take me a long time, and I think I might get sick of just the heavy sweetness.
No, because it's too like I got no
Wow.
problem with drinking a bottle of this, like if it's 15% alcohol myself, but when it's this sweet, I think it's a good shit.
very
It's a
very
very good
fucking
share.
chewy.
Yeah. It's
it's
full
huge,
body.
chewy.
Like this is a beer that Paul over at PA Brew, who's a good friend of all of
Yeah.
ours, he would still probably be like,
It's a little thin.
it's like no side.
And you know what? I can almost see that, but I'm just like all that sweetness, all that sugar is very good.
No, it has a chewy
lots
aspect.
Lots of vanilla, lots of butterscotch coming in like that little bit, just a touch boozy, but it doesn't give you the feeling that it's how much was it? 14?
13.4.
13.4.
Like I said, more than 9 to 10 range. Like you can
Yeah.
tell it's an imperial whatever, Central Coast Quad, whatever. But
it's
it's
an imperial whatever.
I just like that every time I taste it, I'm getting something different. Like the first time I got like the red licorice, like the nibs. Second time I got a big hint of vanilla. Like each time I go back, there's different
I'm
nuances
getting
I'm
more.
pulling out.
I don't know why I'm getting a chocolate flavor to this.
No,
This-
that's
I'm
because
picking
it's
it up.
no for sure. Like it's all over the place, but in a good way. It's
Yeah.
like it's one of those beers that is super complex, and every time you go back, you get something different. But every time you get something different, it's not necessarily like, oh, this time it wasn't that good. But every time I go back, it's still really good. Just
Every
in a
time I
different
go
way.
back to this, the alcohol
It's very
burn
in-
starts to come.
It's
No,
very
but, I mean, you kinda
intense.
expect
Like
it.
all the flavors that it throws at you all at once. It's very intense. It's very sweet, but it's not cloying.
No.
It's super enjoyable, but it's definitely a sipper.
I was-
I don't think I could drink all of this by myself. I'm glad to share this.
Well,
that you
I
shared.
could,
with
but it would
friends.
take me an evening.
See, when you said it's not cloying,
Yeah.
it would be cloying if I had to drink 22 ounces.
Yeah,
of it. Sorry,
if you had to
650
drink that
milliliters.
entire thing, it would be a bit much. But,
Even half, like drinking like say a 355,
but if you were to
be
say,
tough.
would you rather have this or would you rather have like a Flying Monkey's Chocolate Manifesto?
The manifesto is
fuck
way
yeah.
sweeter.
Oh yes.
Like that. It,
The Aura
I think the
Heart- your Aura Heart's
manifesto.
better anyway.
Huh?
Your Aura Heart's better.
Never had the Aurora.
I fucking
Oh, I
hated
should've
the
bought
Aurora
it.
Heart.
Aurora Heart's a kind of a different
Actually, you
beast.
know what? I think
Well,
they have had
that's
the
like an
Aurora.
actual dessert beer. This is a beer that it's turning into a dessert beer. Like that one's kind of made
Aurora
for
Heart
it.
was the mush, the Viva Puffs, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The
I
first
have
time I had
Aurora
this, I
Heart's
had
quite good.
I had the 2015 or 16 at a bottle share. I remember it not being as smooth, which could be obviously the age is
Obviously, I
almost
mean,
3
this has
years
been
old.
aged 3 years. Yes.
Yeah, and
2014.
in the sun, and it's one of those things where this is way more complex and smoother than I remember.
They say
it
what
being.
kind of barrels they use because I mean,
No,
like,
they never
almost
do.
like vanilla and it's almost like Scotch or bourbon.
They never do. They
Maybe
say
not
it's
Scotch, like, it's almost
proprietary
like bourbon.
blend. Yeah, they blend their beers. They put them in a bunch of different barrels, and they never really specify.
The only thing you got to say is like when they call it a quad, it almost feels like more like barley wine to me.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't really taste
It's American-
much
American
bourbon
strong
beer.
Well, to
Bourbon barrels.
be fair, see the
Says
one
right
thing
here.
that's missing from this is does it
Bourbon
say
barrels.
specifically
does.
bourbon barrels?
Bourbon barrels.
Let me see.
Which doesn't surprise
Um,
me. Those are the cheapest. to
Now,
get,
see, here's
so.
the thing. It says it's brewed with Belgian candy
Yeah, but I
sugar.
find that when it comes to brewing beer in barrels, like instead of like ferment, like aging something in barrels, bourbon tends to work the best. They come out fucking sweet and
Well,
tasty. And
Bourbon in
The
general
Belgian
just works
can-
out well for
Yeah.
everything.
the Belgian candy sugar in here, could be helping out with the sweetness and whatnot.
Hmm.
But they aren't using a Belgian yeast strain, which is
Yeah.
where I think they're going Central Coast, because it doesn't have like the Belgian style, which is why they're
But-
calling it Central Coast Quad.
well, yeah, but that's the only real negative thing I can say is that it doesn't really come off as a quad so much as it comes off.
But
as
a
an
quad
American
as you
strong.
know it. A
Yeah,
Belgian
That's
style.
well,
They
yeah,
didn't
and that's
call
why
it
they're
one.
calling it something different.
Yeah.
Most of us know Belgian quads that are specific
Yeah.
yeast strains.
But it
that
seems
give
more
a
like
certain
Exactly.
flavor.
it seems
There's-
more like an American strong.
There's really no Belgian qualities to this beer at all.
Yeah.
So
Really.
you could,
Yeah.
you could not mistake it for a Belgian style quad or a Belgian quad period, which I think is nice. It has a different it's a different take on the style. It has those barley wine similarities, but it's not quite a barley wine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you gave this to me blind, I would say it's a barley wine.
If I had to guess, probably in that range. Yeah.
I will say it's fucking good.
Oh, it's fucking great.
It's really good. Yeah.
That's
It's
extremely
really good.
tasty.
It is a very sippable beer. I would like it a little bit colder. But
Yeah.
You like everything.
It's definitely
I
a
can see it.
sipper. I wouldn't drink this by myself. But I really enjoy it, and this
like
is
the
definitely a
pace that I'm going
celebration
at right
beer.
now is probably the pace I'd
No,
Yeah.
it would take hours to probably drink that entire, and it should, a couple hours probably to drink that entire bottle. It will probably take me another 20,
It would
20,
take
30 minutes to drink the rest of it.
another whole like a whole evening watching BDU.
Yeah, but I don't want to crush this. I want to fucking sit back,
Yeah.
sip it, enjoy the complexity, enjoy the
This
flavor.
would be something like almost you sit down for a 2-hour movie and you kind of drink it as you're
Yeah.
watching the movie.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's like a bottle of scotch or something.
That's
Or when you're
this,
editing photos.
There you go.
or when you're hanging out with 3 friends in a basement, not his, but in a basement, and sharing beer and
Or
having a good
Whites
time.
Tavern.
And Whites Tavern.
Anyway,
we're having a good time.
4.75 out of 5.
Ooh.
I'll probably go in the 4.5 range, 4.5.
I'm going to go with a 3.75.
Jesus, that's a good rating for him.
I'm gonna go with the 4.5. It's still just too sweet for me to go any higher.
Yeah.
I would buy this again, but I would be like fucking taking my goddamn time.
I
with
would
this.
totally
Oh,
have
yeah.
this sent to me free of charge from DJ.
I would-
DJ for it too.
That's the thing. I mean,
Hey,
it
if he wants to
might
send
be a
me one, I'll
sipper
take
beer.
it too.
It might be a shareable beer, but I would have fucking enjoy drinking this whenever
I will
have
say
it.
it's also quite sticky,
I would-
as the name implies.
This is something I would
Oh,
like to
think
have.
the
Like
sweetness is.
this is something I
If
like
you
to have
spilled
4
it all over
bottles
the
of.
table, yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, you're
Something like I have
Age
4
them.
bottles of an
Let's
agent.
not do that.
Like I said, I had the 15 or 16, can't remember, and now having this just the age of it is showing with the smoothness and the complexity.
better?
Things are starting.
And you know
It's
what?
better than what I had.
At 20
or very similar.
At
just in-
2014, it's only 3 years old, so it's probably right in that sweet spot.
Yeah,
Because if you would get any older, who knows if those flavors would be too muted.
no, for sure. And rating wise, I think I'm. Who cares about my rating? Nobody.
Yeah,
does,
exactly.
right?
Who cares
But
what you
seriously, I gave it a similar rating, but it was a very different beer. It was a little bit more harsh, a little bit more like punching you in the face with the alcohol burn, but flavors. This is smoothed out a little bit more, and there's more things I'm picking out. So I enjoy the 14 more than the 15 or 16 that I've had.
Cool. So it sounds like 2014 was a good year.
Yeah, it's aged well.
Yeah.
In the fucking blazing
Oh, yeah.
hot sun for 3 summers. I mean, it's fucking great.
Right by your heater next to a jar of pickles.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I'll take the pickles.
so yeah, great.
Thanks for
reviews,
sharing
great
with me,
thoughts.
boys. Good
yeah,
stuff.
thank
Thanks
you,
for bringing
and
it.
thank you,
Cheers,
DJ, for
motherfuckers.
sending that to Joe so he can bring it up here.
So I can.
As we cheers, like we're
So
going
you
to
can-
shoot it down.
so you
but
can
we're all just
drink-
gonna-
Yeah, no,
Like
don't.
down the
I'm gonna
hatch.
take like maybe a baby sip here right here.
Are we gonna do some beer alchemy with this?
I will punch you
Yeah.
directly in your massive
Quick,
penis.
turn off the camera before it
Yeah,
disgraces.
no, we're not gonna fucking white whatever wheat from. No.
Oh.